On r/technically the truth, my boss called me to office to show me this. Top secret and bottom secret. Get it? Except Priest Plaything saw this 2 weeks ago and reverse image search shows it's on Reddit as far back as July of 2019. Such an odd title. Boss called you in a work to show you something funny and you went and took a pic? Like, what kind of life you got that you're lying about a repost, LMAO? To be fair, if this was real, they could have already been at work. But of course it's not. Why? Cue the intro. Hey everyone, Noble Xenon here, and no, it's not because of me, it's because we're back on QuitYourBS. Let's get started. So, this Reddit liar on r/confessions forgets post histories are a thing. My friend's cat makes me drool every time I see her. I'm not sure what the point of lying about something like this is, but let's see the post. I, 24-year-old female, constantly see my friend's, also 24-year-old female, cat. Her cat looks so squishy and warm that every time I see it, I want to gobble it up. Her cat has a tendency to rub itself on the camera sometimes. I lick the screen and I can almost taste the individual strands of fur. The sweat coated in lice just makes me foam at the mouth. What the hell? I have tried to communicate to my friend that seeing her cat makes me hungry. However, she is ignoring my signals and I fear any day now I'll eat the cat. Please help. What the that's just weird as hell. LMAO, between this post and then being 38 years old and another post getting pregnant by your son and not wanting an abortion. Oof, bitch, you need help. Right, fake post for attention, smiley face. Like, I don't even see the point. Are they, like, intentionally posting the weirdest things they can think of for that sweet, sweet Reddit karma? We go to Minecraft for this next one. Not trying to flex, but, look at my netherite armor. Impressive. I know. This image is from an article on how to get netherite armor and definitely not you. They could have at least gone into creative mode and given themselves full netherite armor. It would at least be less traceable. And now a local political candidate forgot to change accounts before thanking himself on an article titled New Development to Revitalize Downtown East Point. Thank you so much, me, and thank you for all you do. I'm horrified by some of the slanderous things your opponent allows to be said about you and look forward to coming to visit your store. You certainly have been a blessing to me this year, and you certainly have my vote. Take good care, good luck, and thank you again. Wait, are you thanking yourself in the third person? Somebody forgot to switch accounts. Also should be noted that this candidate is not mentioned in the article at all and doesn't seem to have contributed in any way. So also taking credit for stuff that you didn't do. That, sounds about right for a politician, honestly. Like, this is just straight up embarrassing. Like, his opponents are gonna have a field day. And apparently they did, because guess what? He lost. And now bro really tried to fake skydiving without a parachute by using a picture from Red Bull. Here's the photo of me and my buddy skydiving without a parachute that I said at chat. Look at him. No parachute. Isn't that amazing? Liar? It takes just seconds to look it up on Google Images. It's literally Red Bull. And now we go to Powerful JRE. Is that Joe Rogan's subreddit? Antarctic sea ice extent is 17% higher today than it was in 1979. Ice doesn't lie, but climate scientists do. Except it's not true at all, and it baffles me how common it is for people to believe random screenshots like this as fact. Screenshots like this are all over social media. They claim that Antarctic sea ice extent is 17% higher today than 1979 is false. According to the National Snow and Ice Data Center, NSIDC, and peer-reviewed studies, Antarctic sea ice hit record lows in 2023 and 2024. On December 24th, 2024, Antarctic sea ice extent was well below the 1979 level, not above it. In fact, 2023 marked the lowest winter maximum in the satellite record, and 2024 continued that downward trend. And look at this, literally from the NASA Earth Observatory. 2023 was indeed a record low, and 2025 did start around the average for at least 1981 to 2020, but by March 1st, it dropped to near record lows, it looks like. Yeah, it's not looking great. This next one was proved wrong, and they have surveillance footage. Customer says, I went there last summer and it was amazing. This person was attentive and very knowledgeable. Unfortunately, this time when I went, I had an appointment. I was 3.5 minutes late, so I understand that you're busy. I get that. I'm happy to wait, but 15 minutes later, I'm still waiting with no acknowledgement, like not even a hey, I'll be right with you, nothing. it was not the person from last summer who was there. It was some young guy who was bragging about how he was really good at judging people. Well, unfortunately, he judged me wrong. I would have been happy to pay, and actually overpay, but he was too busy judging and taking notes and showing the girls he had just finished an appointment with how he was so awesome on his Instagram. I will now take my business elsewhere. And the business owner replies, "Hello, customer. Thank you for your feedback. We're sorry to hear that your recent visit did not meet our expectations. Our surveillance footage shows your appointment was scheduled for 3 p.m. and that you arrived at 3:10 p.m., staying for about 4 minutes. So not exactly the patience of a saint here. Hey r/YouTube, I found this new channel. He's pretty funny. You think he's got potential? Here's the link." I find it funny how YouTube recommended such a small channel. Usually they're full of clickbait, but this guy seems pretty real. This is definitely your own channel. You know, we can see your post history and what you posted 3 minutes before this one, right? Just be honest, it's you, and you'll likely get more attention. Hey, if you're enjoying this video, then why not like, subscribe, and hit the little notification bell? And now you're telling me this dude wasn't an engineer or an NYU grad? I'm shocked! And a great way to start your post is with 6 crying laughing emojis. I'm friggin' dead if that's your degree, but how do you have 4? I don't believe you for 1 second because I'm an actual engineer. I'm sorry your school and government failed you in your education. You can't read? I have an engineering degree from NYU. 3 crying laughing emojis. Have you ever heard of Da Vinci? Probably not, being from a redneck town in Missouri. 3 more crying laughing emojis. Please tell everyone where you didn't go to school. 2 more crying laughing emojis. We'll be waiting forever. What is with this dude's obsession with crying laughing emojis? Dude talked a lot of shit on my actual engineering degree and how he's a real engineer who graduated from NYU. Top of his class, I'm sure. Lol, but in a crazy plot twist, it turns out he's lying and he's just some graphic designer. Kinda pathetic. No disrespect to graphic designers, though. At least the ones that don't lie about having an engineering degree from NYU. But he is not done. Oh, it's the fake engineer still fantasizing about NYU. Well, with that, you have committed one of the biggest mistakes on the internet, engaging with the troll. Not only that, using the laughing emojis against him. Oh, I guess I didn't go to work yesterday. I'll tell my boss for you. Stay butthurt in Missouri. Okay, then let's get a quick photo of your engineering diploma from NYU. This is pathetic, dude. Oh, at my parents' house in Florida? Let me hop on my jet. The only thing pathetic is you simping for the left. And since when did this get political? I wasn't aware we were speaking politics here. Oh, so you live in New York City, went to school at NYU, but you can't post your diploma because it's at your parents' house in Florida? I'm guessing you probably also didn't go to your NYU graduation either, so you wouldn't have those photos either. Weird. I didn't go to either graduation. Get off my nuts and don't break your arm jerking off Biden and Harris, sweetie. Again, what is the point of bringing up politics in this if that's not even the topic? I guess that's just this individual's preferred trolling method. Awfully convenient they have no way to prove it. What about your FE/PE license? Just show that'll prove you're an engineer. This is so funny and pathetic, dude. Looks like both of y'all are obsessed with crying laughing emojis. Tears of joy everywhere. Liar replies, "You're the only one that cares, and that's my old LinkedIn. It's sad, actually. You're getting ripped apart in the comments." Your old one? That's funny. You updated it less than a year ago. I'm guessing you just forgot to add your engineering degree, and you also forgot to replace that shitty university you went to with NYU. Pathetic. Dude, you're obsessed with me. It's very sad. Honestly, I wouldn't have spent nearly that much time arguing with this troll. And Think Free says, "Don't you guys keep your stuff at your parents' house? I should go there and take a picture of my Nobel Prize medallion, my Heisman Cup trophy, and Golden Globe statuette. I didn't get an Oscar because they don't respect comedies. It's all at my parents' house, trust me, trust." And now, oof, on a post about looking out for ICE, Immigration Patrol. Yes, absolutely right. Protect all communities from illegal violent felons. And the reply? Are you the same dude who got arrested for selling that Breaking Bad stuff from his home that was near a school, or was that someone else? Ha ha ha, dummy. Nice catch. LMAO amazing. Someone better call the police. And here is the article. The 53-year-old was booked in a county jail on Tuesday for suspicion of drug possession for sale, intoxication, possession of paraphernalia, resisting arrest, and possession of a homemade baton or billy club. His bail was set at $10,000. Dang. And here is another review. It's not our fault you don't know how doors work. 1 star. Open sign on, door locked. Female employee just ignoring us from the inside of the store while she cleaned. This was at 8:40 p.m., even though their sign said they closed at 9 p.m. on Saturday, January 4th, 2025. So tired of these lazy people these days who don't want to work. The owner replies, "Hi, so sorry to hear this. I was very concerned when I read your review because my employees know to never close early. We went back on our cameras and I did see you try to enter, but it appears that the door was a bit stuck. Possibly due to the temperature outside. Our door is also very heavy. I listened to my employees ask each other if one of them had accidentally locked the door, which they had not. They went over and were able to push the door open. I have several camera angles and I was able to clearly see them do this, and I can also see that they did not touch the lock on the door before opening it. If you need further proof of this, please feel free to email us and we can set up a time for you to come see the video footage yourself, no problem. In the meantime, it would be greatly appreciated if you could remove this negative review, as it has a major negative impact on our small business, and there seems to be just a small misunderstanding. / the door was just a little stuck. Also, in reference to our employee potentially ignoring you, we have a lot of people stand outside our door to read the menu without coming in. This happens multiple times a week usually, so we don't typically approach people outside in case they were just looking. Again, we hope you decide to stop in another time and give us a shot to serve you. Thank you so much and have a great day." Apparently, it turned out this lady pushed a pull door. OP also says my coworker that she's talking about said she saw her walk up, shove the door, throw her arms in the air, and speed walk away. This next one didn't even get the number right. Oregon sent 60 fire trucks to California. California won't let them into the state because California is unsure of emissions on the trucks. California is a joke. Get out while you can. And the Oregon State Fire Marshal replies, "We sent 75 fire engines. Your statement about our teams not being allowed into California is false. Our teams arrived yesterday and are working around the clock to help our neighbors." And now we have a dead cat karma farmer, and not just a karma farmer, a scammer. Today, Jack passed away in the mid-morning. We have tried our level best to help him overcome cancer, but it was a tough disease was tough. So tough you had to say it twice. Rest in peace, dear Jack. May your soul rest in peace. 3 broken heart emojis. This guy is a scammer. Check the profile. Jack has been dead for a while now, not today, and he's been using this poor cat story to scam people. Unfortunately, some did send money to the scammer. Check the profile. And for this next one, someone posts an AI-generated image to Blurst Images titled Blurst Creamy? Rule 7 violation, no AI-generated content. Liar replies, "Painting tool in Photoshop is not the same as AI gen. This whole thing stinks of AI. The text in the top right of the container, 4 Marrier egg has what? And 1B, the bottom left text, me true? 2. The bottom slice of bread is weirdly warped and not in proportion with the top slice of bread. Number 3, the highlights and shadows are perfectly balanced, averages out to gray. 4, there's no image noise, it's just too smooth. 5, the earwax itself is having depth issues with the shape of the top rim of the container. 6, the cellophane material of the bag of bread behind it is so unnatural. 7, the image definition is inconsistent, there's parts that are much more high quality than others. And the liar replies, "My guy, it's a digital painting, not a photograph." Number 1 was supposed to be how they often have a second language in small print, but then the upscaling made it squirrely, and I left it because it still looked like some foreign language. The rest are just down to imperfect Photoshop skills and the quirks of in-painting tools. You AI haters are free to hate if you wish, but it's a bad look to hate without having any understanding of what AI is and isn't. So, you claim that your picture is not AI generated, but you're also defending AI. Interesting. And the reply, your posts are all 100% AI generated. A digital painting is supposed to be user drawn instead of generated by an image gen model. And when trying to translate whatever that is, there appears to be no result. I've tried multiple languages, but it's obviously AI. Stop trying to pretend like it's not. It's an obscure language, you wouldn't get it. And continuing on the topic of AI, on r/Wasteland, Brian Fargo on creating Wasteland and Fallout, crowdfunding of Wasteland 2, and inspirations for Clockwork Revolution. And Brian Fargo himself replies, "That is an AI pretending to interview me. Must have pulled other interviews and maybe my speech in Croatia. The grammar is horrendous. I hope people don't think it's me." Okay, it's insane that people are using AI in this way to lie and make up fake things. We go to Twitter for this next one. What an ugly screen interface. I'm glad I'm an Apple user. You're about your statement? Yeah, it says you made it on Twitter for Android. Last time I checked, that ain't Apple. And for this next one, our society may be doomed. Because look at this. Allegedly, Taylor Swift cuts red states from tour after massive red wave. This isn't my America. I won't perform there. Except it literally says quite clearly that it's rated satire and that this is a fictional quote on 2 corners. And that nothing on this page is real. If you believe anything we post, then you're potato crop. Well, then Facebook must be the largest grower of potatoes in the US. Yet people still reply, this is not true, Taylor Swift has said nothing of the sorts. Stop rage baiting, then don't perform in America at all. The fact that people can't take a couple extra seconds to see the obvious satire that's literally right in front of their face. And now, why are sales reps allowed to lie like this? And I don't know if that's the truth anymore. Assistant replies, that is correct, all of our products are made in Canada. But the pair of shoes I got literally says made in China, and some of them in China. Okay, you can't say all of them are made in Canada and then add that some are made in China. That makes no sense. Yeah, this is probably a chatbot. It seems to be programmed to say things that you want to hear, not really caring for any kind of truth. And now, why would you try to attack DoorDash drivers on here using someone else's pic? On r/DoorDash drivers, of course. One of you drivers in here did this. Get reported. You will pay for this. What does that note say? Leave a tip next time and this might not have happened. And don't bother trying to get me fired. Going back to Amazon. Not 100%, but I think that's pretty close to what it says. And I like how the flair is delivery war stories. The streets I dash in is my battlefield. This picture's from like 5 years ago and it's been posted by 5,000 different karma farming bots. There is no reason you would post this other than to troll the sub. How if it happened? It didn't happen to you, that's the whole point. This picture is from like 5+ years ago. To you? Right now? Then I would call you a liar. And now, giving yourself condolences to get the updoots going. That sweet, sweet Reddit karma on r/last images. May your friend rest in peace. Liar says, it's shocking to think that someone can just come up and take a person's life like that. I mean, I would defend myself and my family from harm. But to just end someone else's life based on something like just because is just friggin' evil on a level I will not understand. I'm sorry for your loss, and I hope that you find peace and justice for him. Looks like someone forgot to switch their account. Heh, caught. And for this next one, the CEO of CD Projekt Red calls out the people spreading rumors about his company. Some dude on Twitter, X or whatever, says, I talked to an Ubisoft insider about the current state of the industry as well as another source which tells me places like CD Projekt Red and even Funcom, which is making Dune Awakening, are in dire trouble. And yes, we are officially in a game crash. And the CEO himself replies, seems like we live in times where anyone can record complete nonsense and make a story out of it. CDPR talent leaving, we have the lowest rotation of people in recent years. DEI-driven recruitment, we hire based on merit and talent alone, just as we make games driven by artistic vision alone. Why did we choose UE? Which I think in this case is Unreal Engine, since they appear to be using that for The Witcher going forward instead of their own Red Engine, because it enables us to work on our games more efficiently, and we remain cutting-edge tech-wise. The Witcher 3's director left? Well, yeah, more than 2 years ago. Now can we stop looking for conspiracy theories and go back to making cool stuff? And now at least they were honest. What's up? Can I help you? Nothing. I have something good for you. Is this a scam? Be honest and don't waste my time. Yes, to be honest, buddy. Alright, have a good day. An honest scammer, you don't see those every day. Or maybe they just want to move on to someone else who won't question them as much. And now look closely, they're very clearly oversaturated images of fake elements. While they claim in the title, periodic table with real elements inside. Periodic table of elements, acrylic, chemical elements, alphabet, periodic table for teaching display decor. Yeah, that's a title. Just spam as many keywords as you can so you show up in as many searches as possible. A classic strategy for sellers on Amazon. But there's nothing inside but a sticker. Yeah, ones with real elements do exist, but they normally cost quite a bit more than $13.69. And of course, they're gonna exclude certain elements for safety reasons. and others because their half-lives are so short you wouldn't even be able to see it. This particular one is just a scam. This next one was the top review for a local venue. This person gives it 2, not stars, but circles. I've been to this venue several times and had a great night, but last night, Champions League final, the bottles went up £1.70 as soon as the game kicked off. A shocking price increase. Myself and 6 friends left at halftime because of this, and I will seriously consider not going to this venue again. Feel totally ripped off. And management replies, "Hello, instead of wasting your time online trying to smear the competition, perhaps you should concentrate on Scottish Licensing Laws 2010 variation of prices. We cannot increase prices for 72 hours after service has begun, so would not put them up before a football match. Oh, and you did not leave because of the price increase, you were kicked out for being in a toilet cubicle with another man. Have a nice day." Yeah, they probably would have just raised the prices before they started serving, if they were gonna do that. I'm not gonna comment on the cubicle activities, however. Let's just move on. And now a Reddit user makes up a story to promote their hub account. 19-year-old female, I did OF and went from making $100,000 a month to absolutely broke in just over a year. AMA. A little background is, I was a high-income OF model. I had a stalker, so I completely stopped and lost all my income and now work as a barista. Long story short, the stalker is locked up, thank God. Ended up having to pay off all my debts with the money. Currently sitting with $813 in my bank account, but about $600,000 in assets, a duplex and some cars. Except on their very profile, they promote adult content 3 times. And someone else comments, yeah, $100,000 a month equals $1.2 million a year. There's absolutely no way she was making that kind of money and walked away with almost nothing. It would also put her in the top 1% of all OF models. Most don't make much there, only the very, very top make a living at it. And out of them, only an even smaller fraction make boatloads like this. She would have to have been extremely bad with money to end up with almost nothing like this. I call BS. To be fair, some people out there can be extremely irresponsible with their money, like going from millions of dollars to nothing. Anyway, more responses because it's fake. Tax CPA told her to put all her money but $813 into her house? Nah, come on. This is fake. She DMs asking you to sub to her new channel. And a response, no one is quitting $1 million a year because someone broke in their house, lol. They'd move and then take better precautions. I hate this narrative for men that think any attractive teenager can just get on OF and make $1 million. That's not how it works. Yeah, a lot of people are actually out there struggling to make a few bucks. Seriously, it's just so stupid. As if just taking off my clothes will automatically make me bank. That shit is work, real work, just like anything else. I'm glad that people are finally recognizing this in some areas of the internet, but of course, there's still the stray dude who hasn't got the memo yet. And the reply, nothing you're saying makes any sense. And let's say you started at 18. No random 18-year-old girl is gonna get to the level of $100,000 a month right away. That takes time and effort, advertising, etc. You don't sign up for OF and suddenly have that many high-paying fans and regulars, lol. But it sounds like this supposed AMA is an advertising attempt. Not sure how effective it is, though. You're a man who imagines that all women on OF make a shit ton of money, and that's not true. Most women, even extremely hot women, don't make that much. The ones that do market themselves and invest in their business, and that takes time. And the reply, as a former worker in this industry that made a lot of money myself, 1000% to all of this. I was just thinking the same thing. I don't believe this person at all. Plus I've had stalkers too, lol, too many of them. And I was never so scared I quit. To walk away from money like that is not easy, and a creepy weirdo isn't near enough of a motivator. Yeah, if you're making that kind of money, then that decision is a lot more difficult than you think it is. And now lookalikes all around. Dr. Martin Luther King shooting pool in 1966. Samuel L. Jackson, who was a freshman at Morehouse College at the time, is in this photo, and Samuel L. Jackson himself replies, okay, I met Dr. King, but not at a pool hall. That's not me. And now some guy tries to pull the accidentally reported account on me. Hey, you awake? Who the hell are you? I ran into a bit of a problem earlier, and I'm not sure where to start. I was on Discord and came across someone with a username very similar to yours, who was spamming phishing links about free Discord Nitro in a server. Ah yes, that sweet, sweet Nitro. In the rush to report the account, I accidentally reported yours instead of the real spammer. I'm really sorry. It was a total accident and I didn't mean any harm. This happened about 6 hours ago and I hope you're not upset. Again, I'm really sorry. So sorry. Yeah, nice try, idiot. Mods cut him down, tear him apart, splay the gore of his profane form across the stars, grind him down until the very sparks cry for mercy, end him here and now! I've seen this before. Your silence proves my point. You blocked me, didn't you? Yeah, those red letters would suggest a block. And now, don't you hate these lazy people? Bro, I read 50 last month working 14-hour shifts. I've done that for the past 5 years, man. Just because you're lazy doesn't mean other people are. And I'm talking about big books, by the way, not small ones. For instance, I recently finished Gone with the Wind. You are lazy enough to make up ridiculous lies that no one believes. 50 books a month of that size with 14-hour shifts? Unless you count picture books or the like to inflate the numbers, it is total BS. And for this last one, the old classic forgetting to switch accounts, but this one also doubles down. This, assuming any actual policy is introduced on the basis of a random tweet, is a very straightforward First Amendment violation. The rights to speech and assembly are constitutionally protected. And the liar replies, keyword illegal, please read. You were absolutely right. If illegal wasn't in here, it would be a complete violation of your First Amendment right. Using the exact same account. You forget to switch to your alt account there, buddy? Bruh, I'm dead. He should be banned for trolling. I'm crying, dude responded to himself, 2 crying laughing emojis. You forget to switch to your alt to say that? Lol, it was a continuation. You guys are so funny, ha 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 ha, in all caps. Yeah, sure, a continuation where you agree with yourself. So, I'd like to thank all of my members, especially Amethyst Phoenix, Catalin Cormendi, and Mike Hawk. Hold up. You can join simply by clicking the join button below. Feel free to like, subscribe, and hit the little notification bell if you enjoyed it, and feel free to comment if you've got something on your mind.